So we did, and I got checked in that night and told that night that I had a malignant brain tumor, and I had less than a 2% chance of survival.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so it wasn't a lot of fun, that's for sure. And I fell into a coma.
Back to the Alternative Highs podcast, the number one podcast in Southwestern Ontario. That is just a fact. Quick PSA for you. 40% of you are not subscribed. So go hit that subscribe button. It's free. Doesn't cost you a thing. It helps me. And with that, on with the show. Today is a super special podcast as we have a couple guys here. Two guys who I've never met. Names?
Perry Pappas.
And David Carruthers.
David Carruthers. Mr. Pappas, I'll start with you because I don't know much about you. I'd like to hear more because I see your book here and I'm very interested in the hockey side of things, but also hear how you got to this seat.
Yeah, so I was a played professionally, former professional hockey player.
Yep.
And a career I enjoyed very much. I had a long story in junior hockey. I had a pretty successful team. I'll get into that a little bit. But I started playing minor hockey in Chatham, and then for 8 or 9 years, and then moved up to junior C for a season. And the coach that I had in junior C was my same coach that I had for minor hockey. And then he went on again. His name's Wayne Cowell.
Yeah, Mr. Cow.
Yeah. So then Wayne went on from junior C to junior B to the Chatham Micmacs, and he brought me there with him. So I was fortunate to make that team, and we won a championship that year.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I got drafted to the OHL by the Sioux Greyhounds and was there for 3 years. And we won a championship in all 3 years.
Jeez.
So including the Memorial Cup my 3rd year.
Wow.
So I was pretty fortunate to be involved with that team, and those players, and that group was just amazing. Coaches and
Junior B champion, A champion. That's wild.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
My hair standing up on my arms.
Yeah, it was. I think back on it now, and I just kind of almost laugh. Like everything we did, we won. We just kept winning and winning and winning, and it wasn't like we had necessarily the best players individually, but just together as a group, we just
dominate.
We did. We won just about everything you can win, and we did. It was a crazy team.
Can't even imagine what happened after the O.
I got invited to Boston Bruins training camp.
Okay.
So I went to their camp and got sent down to their American League affiliate.
Yep.
In Providence. But had I signed that contract with Providence and stayed there, then I would have lost my eligibility for a scholarship.
Okay.
So at University of Western Ontario. So the Greyhounds paid for it.
Beautiful.
So yeah, so I went to the University of Western for 3 years under the tab of the Greyhounds, and then when that was done, I got invited to Team Canada.
Holy moly!
And so I was in the process of playing for Team Canada that summer. I made it to the final cuts, and looked as though I was going to sign a contract with them. And in fact, I was going to sign a contract with them. And then the coach Tom Rennie got hired by the Vancouver Canucks, so he brought me over to Vancouver. And then I had a good training camp, and then got asked to play in the first game and preseason game. So that was my NHL trip, and I enjoyed it very much. It was a dream come true.
I can't even imagine.
It was a lot of fun. I wasn't a sure bet to play in the NHL by any means, and I wasn't an unbelievable hockey player by any means or anything like that. But I got myself onto the ice in the NHL game, and for the rest of my life, I'll never forget it. It was a good time.
I can't even imagine. Who was your game against?
San Jose Sharks. Yeah.
Was Thornton on the team back then?
Joe Thornton he was on Boston then.
Oh, okay.
But like Owen Nolan and Gill.
Yeah.
Played that year for them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, a bunch of guys that I idolized growing up. So it was a lot of fun.
I can't even. My hair. I don't think my hair's laid down since you started to talk. So what happened after your NHL career?
So my NHL career lasted 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a long career by any means. I went down to the minors and played in the East Coast Hockey League for the Baton Rouge Kingfish, the Wheeling Nailers first.
Yep.
And I played there for 13 games, and I got traded to the Baton Rouge Kingfish. And then I was there for the rest of the season.
Yep.
And I played about 50 games with Baton Rouge, and I had a blast. I played with Blenheim's BJ Johnston.
Oh yeah.
Doug Johnston's son. they remain best friends to this day, kind of thing. And we had a blast down there. Just really enjoyed our time. And
Unreal.
yeah,
Unreal.
so then I got done that, and then went to University of Western, and I did my MBA
Yep.
in school, the University of Leicester in the UK.
Yep.
And then I got a job in the investment business and started an investment firm with a business partner.
Yep.
I did that for 12 years
Wow.
and sold it and retired.
What a life. And how did you guys come to meet?
David and I.
Yeah.
So I reached out to David. So I knew Steve Botterill.
Yep.
Growing up, we played soccer together.
Yep.
Same soccer team. So I saw his book and I saw.
When did you get sick?
I guess like in 2007.
Jeez Louise. It's been a while. What, just so we can you tell exactly what it was?
Yeah. So I had a malignant brain tumor. So
What is a malignant brain tumor?
I had a headache in one morning, and I went to the office, and it got worse and worse throughout the day. And then by noon, it was gonna like blow off my shoulders, like where I couldn't even. My vision started to go on me, and then by like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, something like that, early afternoon, my vision started to fail. So I lost one vision in one eye. Time to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And so I took a cab home to from the office home, and then my wife said she's in the medical field, so she said, "No, you got to go to emergency like right now." So we did, and I got checked in that night and told that night that I had a malignant brain tumor, and I had less than a 2% chance of survival.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so it wasn't a lot of fun, that's for sure. And I fell into a coma.
How long were you in the coma?
2.5 months.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, and then I got out of the coma 2.5 months later, and then
were they able to work on you at all in the meantime, or no?
No, there was no. They didn't operate on. I didn't have brain surgery. If I would have had brain surgery, the chance of survival was like less than 1%.
Wow. So like it cut you 50%, and you only had 2%. Holy moly!
Yeah, there wasn't. I didn't have a lot of. They basically said
You're
your
freaking miracle.
So it pretty much is. Yeah, they 2 doctors used the word miracle.
Yeah. No kidding.
They had never seen it before. Long-term doctors, and they said they had never seen. The odds against you were pretty high.
So what are some of the things that happen from this? Like is it symptoms of the long-term effects, I guess? Yeah.
So my short-term memory is disastrous.
Yeah.
So I have a really bad short-term memory. So much though that I can't work.
Yeah.
Actually. And that just means like, if you said to me, something to drink or like something to eat, those kind of things, I would say to you, sure, I would. Yeah, sure. That'd be great. And then 10 seconds later, you'd ask me, did I ask you for something to eat? And I'd say, no, you didn't.
Wow, sir.
Like I wouldn't remember that. Yeah. And so it's really bad. It makes you essentially dysfunctional in many ways, the short-term memory loss.
How does the family handle that?
It's tough on them too, because I forget a lot of stuff, right? So they'll tell me something like, go do this or go do that. And I'll say I will. And then in 5 minutes, I don't even remember that I even talked to them about it. So it's a tough thing to go through for sure. A tough thing to live with.
Yeah.
If it's the worst I have to go through, I'll take it.
To live. Yeah.
Because I shouldn't even be here right now.
No, I like your mindset. I like that, because it's not easy to come through something like that. I can't even imagine. Wow, what an inspirational person. Mr. Carruthers. So when did you guys meet?
About a year, thanks to Steve Botterill, who's a Chatham-ite.
Yeah,
And
we had him, I think, about 6 episodes ago, maybe 7.
He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
He's a sweetheart.
And he said, you got to meet this guy, Perry Pappas. And when I had first mentioned his name, one of my friends said, Perry the Platypus from it. And he's just an amazing human being. And going back to, these are some of my children's books here.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite things that I've done so far as an author was this book. One of my dreams when I was a kid, like most Canadian boys, was to be a professional hockey player.
Yeah, 1% of us get to do that.
Play for the Leafs.
I won't say us. 1% of us get to play.
But to play for the Leafs was a dream. And again, obviously it didn't happen. And going back when I heard that Teddy Nolan coached Perry, I actually had lunch with Teddy Nolan years ago. And he liked my Gordy books. We were talking about that. And I'm just like, if the Leafs could just hire Ted Nolan, I think they'd win the Stanley Cup. Anyway, going back to it, so yeah, Perry and I met about a year and a half ago when I heard his life story. I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
He talked about his favorite teacher, Mr. Slater,
Yep.
and it's like, hey, he's got to be in the chapter. And then he told me he took Mr. Slater out on a fishing trip when Perry was an adult,
Yeah.
just to say thank you for being a great teacher. And
Oh, that's
it's
sweet.
such a really, really great story. So,
Where are you from?
So my home country is Ireland. No accent though. But I left when I was 3, and then I moved to Kansas, home of Dorothy, and then moved to London, Ontario in 1977. I was 5 years old, and I became a diehard Leaf fan. And then a little bit later, I actually started to write through public school, high school, and then university. And I was like, university, kind of like the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I got a brain, but I was working for minimum wage. So it was like, oh my God, what do I have to do? Anyway, so to date, since 96, I have 18 children's books. But again, Perry's book was such an honor to write. Now being here in this setting, so thank you for having us. But to me, it's just
Thank you for coming.
when you show, it's one of my favorite things besides writing is to show kids they can do it.
Yeah.
So when I heard your story, I'm like, oh my God. And then before the cameras rolled, heard more, I was just like mind boggling. And to me, this is what life's all about. It's to inspire people.
Yeah.
And to motivate the youngsters in this world.
Making sure that the younger generation understands that when we have a wall, that there is a way to climb over it, run through it, get around it. Whatever way you plan on getting on that other side, there's definitely a way to get there.
Because when I was younger, well, for anyone who's over 40 in the audience too as well, back in the day, it was drinking from dirty garden hose, driving in station wagons in the back seat with no seatbelts.
And facing the oncoming traffic in that station wagon.
Those are the good old days. And then we had those lawn darts. People remember the orange and yellow ones. And you throw them up with your friends. And then one of my friends, I'll go nameless for now, on Facebook, she was trying to sell them not too long ago. Facebook said you can't sell them; they're too dangerous. So we survived the crazy times, but the good times, and
it'll be wild in another decade.
And then one of my favorite stories back in 1977, I came here and I became an instant Leaf fan. And to all of us poor Leaf fans, it's you got to keep on trying and never give up. Right, just like being an author, just like being a hockey player, just like being a talk show host, a producer, never give up. And back in 1979, when Gretzky's year, for all the viewers, maybe you played it as well. We would play the game. You throw the card against the wall, and the closest one to the wall would win the card.
Yep.
So my first time, I'm like, who's this Wayne Gretzky? I threw him against the wall, and I hear a mint condition Wayne Gretzky graded 10 is worth several $1 million US.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I had kept it in good condition and not thrown it against the wall, I mean, there wouldn't have been the fun. But that's how life works.
100%.
You never know.
You got kids?
I have 3 boys.
How old are the boys?
18, 16, and 13.
Wow, years. I got a 22 and an 18-year-old boy and girl, though. How is it? How old were the boys when?
So 2 of the boys weren't born yet.
Okay.
And my oldest boy was 2 years old.
What was that like raising the boys when you're short terms there?
Yeah, it's a lot easier with short-term memory, that's for sure.
You don't get mad as often?
Exactly.
I'll change the diapers.
So they help me out a lot with stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very, very, very helpful.
They'd learn from a very young age of how to be how to help a little bit better, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure they do. They every now and then they forget.
Do they say it's hereditary, Dad?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so what's next for you?
Well, I'm retired now.
Yeah.
But
how old are you?
I am 52.
You look like you're 40. I thought you were younger than me, but you were with Brian Secord, and Brian Secord's got a few years on me. So you you look great for your age.
Well, make sure my wife knows that.
Yeah, I can see you blushing.
Yeah.
So what do you do though? You got so much to offer with some inspiration talk.
So I do public speaking now.
Yeah.
And I spoke to different groups of young kids and in sports and that kind of stuff. And I hope to do it more corporately in the future.
Yeah.
That's going to talk to companies about battling through your illnesses and your issues and what have you, and working hard to do it.
Do you know Dan Comiskey?
I do know Dan Comiskey. In fact, when you said that, I reached out to him about 6 months or so ago.
Yeah.
About doing some public speaking with Dan.
Yeah. Great guy. I had him on the podcast or in the earlier. Yeah. one of the first. He was the first 10 interviews I did.
Okay.
We worked out together, and we had talked about doing some keynote speaking, but at the time it just wasn't a me thing. But you two would be a great team.
Yeah, I reached out to him, like I say, about 6 months ago or so, and just said, kind of invited him to do a corporate talk with me, and he said, yeah, he'd be interested. So we haven't hooked up yet, but plan on doing it with him for sure.
Yeah, if you ever, I could get that conversation rolling again for you. I'd love to hear you two get together. I think the world of Dan. He's a big reason why this is all here. I seen him doing some stuff, and I was like, you know what? It's time to pull the chute and do this thing. So, great guy. And what about Mr. Carruthers? What's next on the block for you?
Personal stories with great people like Perry again. And I also want to do more school presentations again with Perry and Steve Botterill and maybe Daniel Turris and yourself too. To me, it's all about inspiring young minds, old minds to show them you can do anything.
Daniel and I, well, I shouldn't speak on Daniel's behalf. We would do anything to help the younger generation.
Because they didn't have the metal slides that you got stuck in. They didn't have the garden hoses. They didn't have, again, you don't see kids playing road hockey now at all. Like nobody plays road hockey outside. And so for me, it's going to take all generations coming together in this crazy world of ours. And again, films, hopefully more with Daniel. There's also this other great gentleman named Adam Jack, who's from Grimsby, and he had a film called A Farewell to Youth with the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld, one of my favorite shows of all time. And that film's doing the film circuit right now, the film festival circuit. And just, again, what I always teach kids, again, before COVID, there was lots of school presentations. It's always believe in yourself. And I have this really great story to share with the viewers. So what I always teach kids is you can do anything. And I'm just an ordinary guy trying to do extraordinary things to inspire. So I also work at the Doubletree Hilton in downtown London. Again, artists, we have to have other jobs.
Been there.
But I am hoping to be doing this full time. First book came out when I was 24. And back then people said, you're Robert Munch, you're Dr. Zeus, you're going to make it big. And as a young 24-year-old, I'm like, I'm going to make it big. And then you're like this, and then life and marriage and life and kids. Again, my little boy's 6'9".
Sounds like a little boy.
She always wanted to be 6 feet tall. She's close. She's about 5'9". But anyway, my kids are my life, my nephews, my nieces. And then when you go into schools, there's nothing like motive.
It's the best.
People just to show them they can do it. So the story, when I was working the Hilton one day, my boss asked me to work during Comic-Con. And in the morning, I saw a guy with one of these lanyards and it said agent. And I was like, I got to ask him who his client is. And he said, Elmo. I'm like, oh, Elmo, ticket me Elmo, right? And then he came in and the guy who plays Elmo was there. And one of my staff that was there said, get him to talk like Elmo. I said, if his agent wasn't there, I would. So anyway, served Elmo coffee. And the whole week, the Comic-Con was going on, and I was working the banquets, which was in the restaurant. And Lou Ferrigno, one of my favorite shows as a kid. The Hulk movies, not as much, but the Hulk show was great as a kid. And Lou Ferrigno came in at night, and I actually got a picture with him. I was kind of nervous. I forgot to ask for his autograph. But Lou is deaf, and I had forgotten that. And he wrote down what he wanted. And the funny part with that, he said, I want this, this, and this, and 2 green olives for the Hulk. So it was just one of those funny things. So what I tell kids now, if I can serve Elmo coffee and the Hulk dinner at night, I can do anything in this world.
That's amazing. While we're getting ready to close out here, how can people get your book here?
So if you go to the website, liabe, liabe.ca,
Yep.
and send them your address, and then there's $30 for the cost of the book. They'll ensure that they get a book out to you ASAP.
Beautiful.
And I'm so glad we're talking about the book. So Perry and I went to a great restaurant in London called Richie's, and Perry and I got the book, and it was really touching. The printers were fantastic, and they did so we have 300 copies, but again, the printing industry is an interesting one. So they had 72 books ready for us the first day, and 72 special because the Greyhounds were born in 1972. Hounds of beat Russia in 1972.
Oh, that's wild.
And as a big sports fan, I'm a diehard Dolphins fan. The Dolphins, my team, went perfect in 1972.
Wild times.
And the last 72 I'll throw out there, my favorite movie of all time. Then I want to ask you guys. So my favorite movie is Rocky, the Rocky series.
Yeah.
There are 72 steps on the stairs going up.
Wild.
Yeah.
So any last words? Little bits of advice for the younger gen?
Just work hard. if you're going to be a hockey player, for example, you don't want to go to the rink and kind of just go through the motions. If you're going to go to the rink anyways, and you put your coat on anyways, work hard every day
Oh, yeah.
and go for it. But I wouldn't sacrifice your school. You know, I wouldn't give up on schooling, that kind of stuff. Stay strong in school the best you can. But on top of the schooling, work hard at hockey. It's a fun sport. It's a great sport. Great teammates.
It's the best thing I ever did was play hockey.
Me too, yeah. But I've been out of hockey for years and years and years. But that sport just captivates me.
Yeah.
Big time.
But you know what, real quick, have you heard any of the news lately about the OHL team coming to Chatham?
I have.
Are you part of those conversations?
As of right now, no. But I will be shortly.
I'd like to be in a conversation.
Chatham would do great.
Yeah, it would.
I
think it would be awesome to
Oh, 100%.
Chatham. I think
There's a lot of not the best press going around right now for it, but that is just the crankies of the world. So we'll talk more about that off camera, though. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, thank you. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you both so much. That was a great podcast. Is there anything else?
I was just going to add to what Perry said to all the boys and girls watching the show, the teens, the adults, to all the artists out there, persevere.
Yeah.
Never give up.
100%.
You can be at the lowest of your low, and you can be at the highest of your high. Show up. That's the biggest thing. Show up. And don't listen to those negative Nellies.
They're no good for you.
Right? We're all human beings. If you listen to those negative Nellies, you won't have your film. You won't have books. You wouldn't have made the NHL. The other thing Perry didn't tell you is one of my favorite players growing up was Russ Courtnall for the Leafs. And Perry played with Russ Courtnall for
Amazing.
the Vancouver Canucks.
I did. I was very fortunate. Like, the Leafs were my whole life growing up.
Yeah.
In terms of hockey, I wanted to be a Leaf so bad. I couldn't stand it.
You're a smart man.
So I went to Boston's training camp, and that was okay. It was great. I got to meet all the players and play with Cam Neely and Adam Oates and Ray Bourque and some of these guys. Great experience.
Right.
It was awesome. And then when I got back from that, I went to school for 3 years, and then I went invited Team Canada. I got invited out to the Canucks camp.
Yeah.
Tom Rennie, the coach, and then it just went well, and I ended up playing in that game. And for me, like, I wasn't an NHL player that was going to stay in the NHL for any length of time. I just didn't have that level of skating skill to be considered. For me to play in the one game, it was just my whole life. I just loved it.
Every time we talk, I get my hair standing up. I just love listening to people do their thing that they're so fucking great at. I love it. Wild.
It's pretty.
Well, again, check this out. What's the website again?
www.liab. And then if you want to see some of my other books, this one is actually very special to me. This one, my son was 2 years old, and my parents were down. My daughter was pretty much just born, and my son loved it. Real golf, as we all know, is frustrating as HE double hockey sticks, but this book was so much fun to write. And my dad loved playing golf. And just to me, it's never give up. And the cool thing about this book is I am writing the film.
Yeah.
So I've been working on it. So it's an animated version for the screenplay. And again, just going back to what Perry said too.
One second, where can we get those books?
I was just going to ask, where do you get?
So liab.ca, that's one of my companies called Lightning Bottle Entertainment.
Okay.
And we want to inspire kids and inspire people
Amazing.
to dream big. So they can buy the books there. I also do school presentations. And before COVID, I was doing a lot. And now my goal is to get back, do some with Perry, do some with some other great people from Chatham and London. And
Beautiful. Love it. Gentlemen, appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Daniel?